now. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll find you with a wireless microphone. Like, first question, Mike, please.
Peyton, congrats.
Thank you.
It's been a slice.
Thank you.
Just wondering, these last 4 weeks since the Super Bowl, were you ever close to thinking you would come back for one more season?
Mike, I really wanted to do, like I said at the game, and take Coach Dungy's advice and really take some time to enjoy that Super Bowl win. I was telling somebody, I played 18 years, but this was the second off season that I could start in a good mood after winning a world championship. And I know how hard it is to win that world championship. I know how hard it is to get there. I know how hard it is to win a game. So I really wanted to take some time and enjoy that. I went on family vacation, went hunting with my old teammate Jeff Saturday, and really just had some great time to reflect on this past season and all that Coach Kubiak mentioned that we had been through and I'd gone through on the field. And so I really took some time to do that, but I thought about it a lot, prayed about it a lot, and like I said earlier, it was just the right time. And maybe I don't throw as good or run as good as I used to, but I've always had good timing, and I think that's the true case in this sense.
Hey, Peyton, congratulations. I've had the privilege of covering Troy Aikman and Brett Favre and now your career, and I want to ask you the same thing that I asked them when they retired, and that is, how do you figure to scratch that competitive itch that you've been scratching for all these years?
It's hard to say. I've talked to John about this over the past 4 years, and he's given me some great insight as to kind of what some of the feelings that I'll be going through, over the next couple of months and, in years. And so I've appreciated his advice and friendship and support. So I don't know. I haven't ruled anything out. I have made no decisions. I'm going to go on vacation again after this and go play a little golf pretty soon with my two brothers. And we'll kind of enjoy this. I really have enjoyed this past day and a half. I've had a chance to call some special people that have been a part of my football life. And after calling John and Joe and Coach Kubiak, I called all 5 of my head coaches. I had a great conversation with Jim Mora, Tony Dungy, Jim Caldwell, John Fox, and of course I talked to Coach Kubiak, and that was really special, having a chance to going down memory lane a little bit. So I'm going to enjoy this and think about some of those things at another time.
Peyton, going through what you did this season, how much did it, I don't want to say bring your career full circle, but I know it was hard, as Gary talked about. Was there a point you weren't sure you were going to get back, and how gratifying was it to finish, given what you went through for those 2.5 months?
Well, like everyone has alluded to earlier today, it was extremely gratifying to finish with a world championship. It was a special day there in San Francisco, and one that I'll always remember and cherish with a great bunch of teammates. There's no question this was a unique season, and it had plenty of ups and downs, but those conversations, those open and honest conversations with Coach Kubiak were important and helpful, and they were two-way, and that was important. And like I said earlier during the Super Bowl week, I never assumed anything. I never said this is going to be it, or I'm never going to play again, or I'm not going to get healthy. I did just what Coach Kubiak mentioned. I had kind of a goal 1 week at a time. I tried to accomplish that goals, and that led to some bigger things. And so it was the right attitude to have during, no doubt, a unique season.
Peyton, over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of talk about things that happened 20 years ago in your career or in your life. What can you say now about those allegations and how this has maybe overtaken kind of the discussion over the last?
Yeah, well, first off, this is a joyous day, and nothing can overtake from this day. I think it is sad that some people don't understand the truth and the facts, and I did not do what has been alleged, and I am not interested in relitigating something that happened when I was 19 years old. And I, kind of like my dad used to say when I was in trouble, I can't say it any plainer than that. And so this is a joyous day, and it's a special day, and like Forrest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that.
4 years ago, when you needed to start the second chapter of your football career, how much did that first call from the Broncos mean to you?
I think it was important. Old Elway always had pretty good timing as well, and it was the first call he and John Fox made to me, and it was a difficult day, just going through that press conference in Indianapolis, which I think was 4 years ago today. Old Foxy and John called, and with Foxy, of course, it's a fun conversation. It's upbeat, and he kind of got me in a good mood again. And then John got on and just said, "Hey, when you're ready, we'd love for you to come out there." And I think that probably was as important as anything, that John kind of mentioned recruiting me, but it was not a, hey, we have to know something tonight, or hey, you're hanging us out here. It was just, when I came out to Denver, John said, John understood what I was feeling, that it was a gut-wrenching time, and he played a long time, and he, of course, played for the same franchise his whole career, but he understood it, and so it was good to have a guy to talk to, and the fact that they weren't pushing me and weren't giving me a deadline, that made a big difference. It allowed me to take some time and think about finding the right place for me, and I couldn't have made a better decision coming out to play these last 4 years in Denver.
Peyton, just curious, who did you consult in this decision, if anybody, and would you consider it a health decision, a life decision? I mean, where do you put all that?
Yeah, no, I think it's just, once again, going back to that timing. It was the right time, and it was not easy. It was difficult. Like I said, I love football. I love it. Of course, talked to my family about it, and had a lot of good conversations with the good Lord about it, and I had some friends. I got three special old Colts here tonight that have been great friends, and Jeff Saturday and Brandon Stokely and Bill Polian, but they're all in the media now, and when I talk to them, I kind of say, "Who are we talking as? Are you my old center, or are you ESPN that's lost all that weight and looks so good on TV?" I kept my thoughts and feelings, pretty tight, and but like I said, it felt like the right time, and that's kind of how all that went about. Well, I've always thought it was important to be a good teammate, and of course, maybe that was always easy to say when you were the starting quarterback and healthy and winning a lot of games and playing pretty well. It probably is easy to be a good teammate during those times because a lot of things were going good. But I guess what I found out about myself is that I felt like I was a good teammate during a very difficult season. When I was injured, I was not playing well. And it was a struggle. But I felt like I had a good attitude, and I would, talk to DT and Emmanuel and talk about the offense. I'd have good conversations with Brock and share any thoughts I had with him on the Patriots as he was playing against them for the first time, and was in the meetings when I could be with Knapp and Rico, and just try to be a good teammate. You can't help all that much when you're not playing. You can help the most when you're playing, but I tried to do the best that I could, and being around, I think, was important, being visible. And I thought guys saw me rehabbing, saw me working out, And I knew my teammates had my back, which that was important to me. And I don't think you ever get too high up or too old not to need encouragement from your teammates. And so this was a special group of guys to play with. I have special friendships with all my old Colts teammates, ones that I'll cherish. But I have some special ones here. A lot of guys are here today, and that means a lot. You guys are here. Vaughn, I mean, the fact that you came in from your celebrity tour to be here today, that really means a lot. You know, I know you got to get ready for that Dancing with the Stars pretty soon, but I'll be thankful for all these guys, Von Miller, DeMarcus. I didn't mention a lot. I mentioned some names. I didn't have time to mention every name. I'm thankful to have played with so many great teammates for two great organizations. And people always were asking me, who are you retiring today as? I'm retiring as a football player that, from the University of Tennessee that played for the Colts and the Broncos, and was very lucky to have played for all of them.
A few more for Peyton.
That the signal you gave Gary after your private workout.
I can't confirm or deny that. I can't.
If in fact that happened, why that day as opposed to days leading up to that day?
Well, like I said, I'd be lying if I sat here and told you that was not a frustrating time. The team meets here every morning. I'm a part of those meetings. And then everyone goes on to their individual meetings and goes to practice. And I go in the little quarantine sandbox in the far corner. Don't get near any of the real players. You go over there, and you can take sunshine. And it was nice of them. They gave me a practice squad receiver, an equipment guy, and a guy on injured reserve to throw to. That was really, I appreciated that. It couldn't have been better guys. Jordan Taylor's might going to surprise a lot of people for the Broncos next year, in my opinion. And Jeff is going to get healthy. He's an awesome football player, and nobody appreciates a good equipment guy more than I do. And Flip and Harry and John Scott and Frog and T and all the guys that I've been to, there's a special bond there. So, but it was a frustrating time because I wasn't getting as healthy as quickly as I wanted to. I'm throwing in that indoor facility and, not feeling the same. And then you are starting to make some progress. Oh, then you have a little setback. And then, of course, you're not playing. I mean, I was so fortunate for so many years to have had great health and to have played in so many games. And so not to be playing, it was tough. And so, but I was starting to feel a little better around that time and maybe getting back to being a little more myself and my signals and my hand gestures. And so maybe that was the timing of that.
Peyton, I'm not sure if you might someday randomly strap on like you did in that Top Truck a couple years ago.
No chance. No chance.
What would you say is the proudest moment?
Oh, but it's hard. It's hard to answer right now. It's hard to list. This game, in my opinion, is a people business. It's a relationship business. It's certainly not a play on the field or a throw. It's none of that. It's moments. Obviously, having my family and being able to hold my kids a month ago with that Super Bowl trophy, it was one that you'll always remember. But I mentioned a lot of those memories today of small moments that have been a huge part of my career. And I mentioned some names. I mean, there's so many other players that I've played against that I have so much respect for. All those players are all old and retired. Woodson was the last one. He's going out with me, but the rest of them, like Lynch, are kind of from the old school. And so I kind of picked some of those names. And coaches, there's so many more of those. But those guys, no offense, Wade, were kind of up in age as well that I mentioned, and that's kind of how that list came about. And I got great respect for the game, and I'm just grateful for the relationships and the friendships that I've formed in the 18 years I've played.
Final question, Woody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Woody.
Go Big Orange.
Thanks.
You've revolutionized the position. I wonder if you can go back to, was that by design? And secondly, how meaningful is it that you are now and your family is working with so many guys that have become quarterbacks in the National Football League, and the effect and footprint that will have on the future of the game?
Well, certainly I'm a fan of quarterbacks, and I mentioned Marino and my thoughts on, John Elway growing up and Aikman, and like I said, I don't want to get into the list, but I love quarterbacks, and our football passing academy has been a great way for me and Eli and my dad to stay connected with the